Creating Friendships in English, Module 2, Lesson 12, focuses on active listening with guided practice. We also talk about our hobbies. Here's a quick quiz. When someone says, "What do you like to do?" This means 1. What is your job? 2. What is your daily routine? 3. What are your hobbies? 4. What apps do you have on your phone? When someone asks you, "What do you like to do?" they are asking what you do for fun. What are your hobbies? Hobbies are the fun things that you do in your free time. A famous quote says, "We have one mouth but two ears, so we should listen 2 times or twice as much as we speak." This is true, so listening skills are important. If we want to make friends easily, we must learn active listening skills. And if we want to learn a language, active listening makes it easier. Active listening helps us to gather information, make decisions about the information we hear, reduces mistakes or misunderstandings, and improves relationships. But how do we actively listen? Active listening in English needs specific skills. First, listen to as much English as you can. TV is a good option because you can see pictures. If you have streaming service like Netflix, watch a show with English subtitles, then watch it again without the subtitles. Also, listen to podcasts on the radio or on your phone. You must focus to understand the meaning. Practice listening by using listening exercises online. My favorite is eslab.com. A link is in the description box below. This helps you focus on the speaker. Let's do a listening exercise. Listen to Marco talk about his hobbies. Remember, hobbies are fun things that you do. To help you with actively listening, I want you to focus only on the action that he does. Words like listen, read, play are action verbs, and they describe the actions that we do. Let's listen to what Marco does.
I'm Marco. I'm 19 years old. I go to school in Brighton, a town 2 hours south of London. I speak English, of course, and I speak Spanish a bit. I play the guitar. I also play in a band called the Scorpions. I read magazines about music. I also listen to music a lot on my MP3 player. And I often watch movies on my laptop.
Look at the actions on this list. Which 2 actions does Marco do? He listens to podcasts, plays the piano, speaks French, plays the guitar, watches movies. You can pause the video or continue if you think you know. We will play the audio again to check your answers.
I'm Marco. I'm 19 years old. I go to school in Brighton, a town 2 hours south of London. I speak English, of course, and I speak Spanish a bit. I play the guitar. I also play in a band called the Scorpions. I read magazines about music. I also listen to music a lot on my MP3 player. And I often watch movies on my laptop.
Did you get them correct? Marco says he plays the guitar and watches movies on his laptop. To talk about hobbies, we need to use action verbs like watch, play, listen, sing. Let's try something a little more difficult. Which action verbs would you use with these words? Usually in English, any game that you play with a ball uses the word play before the sport. I play golf. I play tennis. I play soccer. The only game I can think of that doesn't is bowling. You can say I bowl. Which action verb would you put before a book? What do you do with a book? You read a book. Read a letter, read an email, read a post, read a newspaper. Which action verbs would you use with the word TV? You watch TV, watch a movie, watch a game, watch Netflix. Which action verb would you use with these words? To the podcast. You listen to the podcast. Listen to the radio. Listen to your teacher. Listen to the presentation. Listen to your friend. Now, if someone asks you, what do you like to do in your free time? How do you answer? Let's use the previous action verbs. Use I like or I enjoy. I like playing basketball. I enjoy golfing. I enjoy going to the library. I love reading. I like to read ghost stories. I don't like self help books. I like to watch the news when I get home. I enjoy watching movies on Netflix. I don't listen to podcasts. I prefer listening to the radio or Spotify. Make sure to practice using I like or I prefer or I enjoy to talk about the things you like to do. We will practice speaking a dialogue later. After you tell your friend what you like to do, how do you ask your friend what they like to do? Marco talked a lot about himself, but if you want to make friends, talk less, ask more questions. Listen to this conversation between two women getting to know each other.
Hannah, what do you like to do in your free time? Oh, Holly. I don't know. I enjoy playing tennis. I like to cook. And I like watching movies. What about you? Do you like movies? Wow, I love action movies. The Marvel movies are great. I also like spy movies. What movies do you like? I love action movies too. I think there is a new Bond movie coming out soon. Do you want to go together? I can bake some cookies. We can sneak them into the theater.
You might have noticed that some verbs have to in front of the verb. To eat. I like to eat cookies. Like and eat are both verbs. Like is a verb complement. Words like and prefer complement other verbs. The verb combination to plus the verb, like to eat, is called an infinitive. I like to eat cookies. But some verbs have ing at the end of the action verb, eating. Eating with ing is a gerund. I prefer eating chocolate chip cookies. We will talk more about infinitive verbs and gerunds later in intermediate English. But in this lesson, we will use the infinitive to plus the verb with the complement like, and gerund, the verb plus ing, with the complement prefer. And note that prefer means that you like something more than all the rest. Let's practice the infinitive and gerund. Pause the video and fill in the blank with the correct verb type. I like movies. What do you do with movies? I prefer action movies. Which verb do we use with movies? Watch. I like to watch movies. I prefer watching action movies. Let's create a dialogue. Your friend asks you what you do in your free time. Speaker 1. What do you do in your free time? You say, I like movies, but I prefer movies. Let's try this with other action verbs. Look at the pictures to answer the question. The first picture is tennis. What do you do with a tennis racket and balls? Play tennis. If I ask, what do you like to do in your free time? You answer, I like to play tennis. Look at the next picture. But I prefer playing basketball. Look at the pictures. What do you like to do in your free time? Did you say, I like to read books, but I prefer listening to music? After you answer, you can ask your friend what they like to do. You can say, but what about you? What do you like to do? Now it's your turn. After you answer, you can ask your friend what they like to do. I like to take photos. To review, look for the free worksheet link in the description box below this video. These are the vocabulary words we went over in this video. Please write them in your journal. If you do not know the meaning of the words, review the video or look the words up online. Thank you for visiting the Learn English Classroom. Don't forget to go to the Community tab in YouTube and leave me a message to let me know what you need. And then like and subscribe to this video so that you don't miss the next lesson.